What have you got to say for yourself, Blue? Did you run away yesterday? And then when I found you, you were being chased by bad things that were going to eat you? Yeah, that's a bad dog, Blue. Yeah, don't look happy. You're a bad dog. Anyway, today we are going to do something I have never done, but I've heard about it a lot from friends in Wisconsin and such. And they talked to me about it this spring, saying with all these birch trees, I should be looking for chaga because it makes an excellent tea. So I promptly did just that. Went out and found one big tree just right behind the house. I don't think it's normally this easy, but I found it right away. And this is what I got off of one tree. Okay. All of this, and it has been hanging up and drying since I got it this summer. I've got one of these mesh bags here. So it's been hanging up in that and drying, and it's hard as a rock now. I wish I would have researched it more because I would have processed it at the time of harvesting it, but I didn't do that. So now I've got to do that, and it's hard. So what we're going to do, we're going to process up a little bit of it. I got a couple of different ways I'm going to make it, and we'll see what it tastes like. Never had it before. Without further ado. So first off, this smaller stuff here, you want to make sure that there's no like birch bark in it or anything like that. I see we got a few pieces here. We'll get that out. There's a piece there. I think that's actually bark. Piece here. See what this is like. Wow, you've got to be kidding me. This is really hard. Here's what I got. This is from cutting up that one smaller piece of chaga. As you can tell, it goes wall to wall. It's probably on the stove as well. And what we're going to do, we're going to run it through a coffee grinder right here to get it up to smaller usable pieces. So I'm going to do that now. Clean up my mess a little bit. There's different schools of thought on how to make it. If you just left bigger chunks like this, you could just put it on a pot on the stove and just simmer it for like 6 to 8 hours. It gives a nice strong sort of brew to it. And the other way is to make it like you're making coffee or tea. So I'm gonna try this 2 different ways, 2 of our favorite ways to make coffee, and we'll see how this turns out. Let's grind it. Wow, yeah, that works.
Should see.
It's a little dusty. Now I'll show you. This is what we got. A couple of bigger chunks in there. But there you go. Okay. So let's make some up here. We're gonna make it 1 of 2 ways. First, we're gonna use a coffee press, and we're only making like a half a batch, so we'll do 2 tablespoons in there, and then we're going to use whatever you call this. It's an espresso machine, I guess is what it's called, and we are going to put 2 tablespoons in here. We'll see what kind of brew we get. Okay, just 2. Usually we would fill this level with coffee when we use it for coffee. Water's already pretty hot. This on. It is really hot. hot. Okay, this is one of our favorite ways right here to make a really strong coffee, like a espresso. It is kind of neat in the way it works. I don't fully understand, but all we do is fire that up, and once that's going, you'll get steam out of the top here, and you know it's done. Okay. So we'll wait for that one. And this one here, what we're gonna do, my water's just short of boiling. So we're gonna go about a cup's worth right there. And a little bit more. Okay. We're gonna let this one steep for a little bit. Keep in mind, neither of us have ever tried this before. A lot of people add a little bit of sweetener to it. I know what I want for sweetener. We brought some maple syrup back from Wisconsin with us, quite a bit of it actually, and probably worth its weight in gold up here. And Phyllis is probably going to use her standby, which other than a patty melt would be honey, because I don't think a patty melt would be very good for sweetener. So yeah.
Patty melt sounds good. Ooh, we have moose burger.
We have moose burger.
I don't have any rye bread, but we could still make some sort of hamburgers tonight.
We could. And put some sauerkraut on it and some Thousand Island dressing. Ooh, make a Reuben. That's what a Reuben is.
Right. You can keep the sauerkraut. I'll have the
corned moose. I don't have any corned moose.
No.
We're going to get some though.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
It always sounds so violent.
And that's how you know when that one's done. Weird how it works. I don't know. Okay, Phyllis, this one's for you.
Okay.
So let's see what this one looks like.
It looks hot.
It looks extremely hot. Yeah. Okay. There is your Chaga tea. You can see the color. It's a nice looking tea. And then the press. We'll press this right now.
Oh, that one's got some coffee.
That's fine. I made coffee with this earlier today, so it might be coffee flavored chaga. And then we'll pour this one. Okay. I think yours definitely came out darker.
Yeah, it did.
Going through the espresso machine. How much honey do you want to?
I have no idea. Some. Okay.
Okay. Honey. Real Wisconsin maple syrup. I'm gonna put, I don't know. I like sweets, so.
That's why you married me.
That's not true at all. That's good. We couldn't go further. We'll be back to you in 10 minutes when it cools off enough to actually drink. Okay. This is what we ended up with today, minus the stuff that we used to make our 2 different versions of tea. It was a lot of work, but I barely touched the pile that I got. I think we got about 5 years worth. During the week, I'll process the rest of that and we'll get it canned up. So that's what we got.
What kind of lids are we using?
We are using their Tadler, it's called. And they're kind of neat because most lids, once you can something, you throw the lid away. You can't trust that the rubber thing is going to work. But these have a little rubber O-ring that you can replace. So instead of buying lids, you just buy the O-rings and you just replace those every time you use it. So pretty neat, I think. So yeah, it's not that it needs to be any drier, but that'll keep any moisture, mold from growing in there. So yeah, pretty neat. Well, Phyllis, shall we try it?
Oh,
Definitely you first.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? What's the matter with it?
That one looks darker.
Oh no, I
Oh, okay.
made sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
It's warm.
Should I get 911 on the phone in case you die?
Yeah.
Okay. Give her a try.
It tastes like wood.
Really?
Yeah. It's not a bad taste.
Oh wow.
It definitely has an earthy outdoor
Yeah.
chewing on a stick taste.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be really good for you. And chaga grows, from what I've been told, I haven't researched it a whole bunch, but if a birch tree gets an injury sometime in its life, that's where this mushroom will grow. And you can see, don't mistake them for a shelf mushroom because they're not the same. This will be more like a big ugly black wound on the outside of the tree, and apparently I hit the world record of chaga chunks in one piece.
So here's the bark.
Yep,
Here's the chaga.
Yep, and that's what it looks like. It looks awful. It looks like, I don't know, but it's supposed to be good for your circulatory system and such, and well, as long as it can't hurt you, no reason why we shouldn't. So it doesn't make you sleepy. It doesn't make you full of energy. It's just it's a mushroom that's really good for you, and you can process it different ways. We'll do another one where I'll just break up some bigger chunks and I'll put them in a tea kettle like this and let it sit all day long, and you can use those 3 or 4 times. It'll get weaker as you use it. And then there's also a tincture that you can make out of it where you put it in a jar with like 100 proof alcohol. No, it's not an alcoholic drink. The vodka draws the good stuff out of the chaga and the alcohol actually evaporates, and that would be a tincture. I haven't tried doing that. I don't have any alcohol that strong, and I don't think beer would work. So,
we have this neat little...
And we do have this. This is actually, this little pot is made for like tea. Or if you wanted tea leaves or rosemary, something like that, you can put them in here. You fill this up with boiling water and then you just let her steep. So we can try that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can try that today.
And it's just the cutest.
It is cute as a button. That was another thing that Julie gave us.
Yes.
So, well, we're going to enjoy our chaga, and then I'm going to go do some firewood. So.
And check your snare.
And check my snare again. I haven't had any luck there. I had one snare went missing, and I really don't like using that welding wire for it. It doesn't seem that you can make a good tie in it, but the other one I've had no action. So. Yeah, that's it for Alaska Cut the Cord today. And until further ado,
love you, bye.
So, I don't know. I don't taste any maple syrup in mine at all. Did you taste any maple?
I don't taste any honey.
When yours gets close, I can smell the honey on it. Real strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the stuff that we did in the espresso maker is a stronger flavor.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But I
don't think it's any darker than mine. Nah, I think mine's almost darker. They're about the same, maybe. But I don't smell any maple or anything.
It's almost a.
But can you
like
smell the honey?
I can't smell the honey, but I can smell like a rice almost.
Oh.